Hello, hi, how's everything going? Today I'm going to talk about the GRACE project, which is put everything the information under GIS and do analysis on your site or your region, to trying to learn, get some insights from data, things like that. Okay, I'll introduce you some workflows so you will feel more comfortable with it. So first, is to get the data, import your data, put your data into GIS so GIS can tell it. As normal, you should collect your folders and find our geodatabase folder. In this case, it's on my computer. I just name it GRACE analysis, and this one for original design database original. Once you collect it, okay, it's here, right? So you will see this is our database, right? We have like fence junks, which is used for tutorial. But actually, the TAT is the only two we need, okay? And we need the parcels and the port parcels. That's the only we need. So GIS have really big. We work with GIS files is manage file, and it's really important, okay, to make you just organize this is really important. So I will suggest to delete the stuff that you don't need anymore. Okay, so you want to delete fence, and you want to delete junks, and you want to delete this one, and you keep puzzles and delete this one and delete this one. So just keep it clean, nice, neat, right? And you will find in our geodatabase we have a lot of layers. Okay, too much layers, really a lot of layers. All right, you don't want to work with this studio layers. Okay, you want to create your own layer, so the data is meaningful for you, right? So what I do is what you need to do just this regional geo design database original, right? You just right click and create new, can file geodatabase. Okay, so I will I will give a name. Give your own name. Give a name, Young. Alright, so once you created your database, you're ready to look at our folder, look at our studio database. What you want to is just to figure out what kind of layers is important to you, okay, for the site. Alright, for example, if you want to learn girls, you may interested on this kind of land cover, I would say. Land cover, because in land cover we offer things like woody lands, right, forest lands, and different level of development. Okay, and you may be also interested on impervious surface, which is like the places people build, right? So you need to figure out what kind of layers you want, right? So I would suggest first step is to figure out to learn this. Okay, to learn this things. Okay, in this case, I just I'm interested in impervious surface. I'm copy, paste down there, and also let's say I'm interested on DEM, which is elevation. Okay, drag in here this elevation, and copy and paste down there. So let's say I already have two, and let me just, and also I want to drag block because I think population is important to me. Let's drag and paste down there. Right, step block group, right? And also I can do something like transportation, right? This major roads, drag in there and see what it was. Pretty cool. Copy and paste down there, and let me see what I have. Or I'm looking at commercial areas. I want to see how many commercial sites. Right, look at the table and see what kind of sites it was. Some stores, farms, or campgrounds, meals, things like that. Right. I can just copy and paste down there. Okay, so I have some line data, point data, polygons, and raster data, right? Um, Pretty cool. Then once you have some data down there, you want to figure out your site boundary, right? Because I give you this database is being used for um, 2 years, 2 or 3 years, and you have all these kind of county boundaries, okay, upstate county boundaries, right? So it's hard to, you know, you don't want to, use the same thing, okay? You should know your own site. Um, for example, if you want to learn Clemson is here, but somebody may want to learn like Greenwald, which is here. So you have different focus when you work on different projects in the region, right? So what you want to do is you need 2 layers, okay? That's my suggestion, all right? The first is block group. The next is upstate counties, okay? I will start. Let me drag the places down there or cities. Let's just feature them. So this Clemson, Easley, Anderson, right? So if you want to, you're interested on like Anderson and Clemson, okay? The relationship between Anderson and Clemson. You'll find out you'll find out some interesting things. Is Anderson have this straight county boundary, okay? So usually what you want to do, you want to get this boundary is use this selection feature tool, click it and right click it, and selection, create layer from selected features, and click it, then you have a new layer, okay? Then you don't even need this layer anymore, okay? So this is Anderson, but you want to study Clemson also, right? But not all of Clemson, but like this part of Clemson. So usually, I think the best way to work with it is, let me change the color, change this to hollow. Is just choose some, this kind of block group. Okay. So what block group is? Every 5 years, America will do a census survey, right? So that's the boundary to places people, how the government, or the administrators count like how many people live there, or do census survey, okay? Community survey, with basically what we call a community, right? So you just need to click to select different one, and press shift your keyboard, select them, select the border to get some of it, and just to make sure this is the border, right? You want select inside, both inside and outside, okay? This you need to select inside, this one also, okay? So then what you can do, you just right click and let me see whether or not I select all of them. Right click and selection, create layer. So we'll find out there is one layer I didn't select very well, so you just remove this one, and I think this one, select it, and selection and put layer function. So it seems like we selected all the boundaries in here, okay? So then you can do something, okay? But you will find, so this is on this, table of contents, right? But you will find out this, it's not in your geodatabase, okay? Which is important, because if it's not in your geodatabase, when you close your software and open again, you may lose these 2 layers, okay? So you want to, if you create new data, you definitely want them to be in your geodatabase, okay? So the way to do it is you have to right click, data, export it, and click that, and click folder collections, click GRACES original, and find our geodatabase, right? That's kind of normal way to do that, alright? But I want to emphasize one point, which is important, as every time when you open up your software, you must make sure this database is your default database, which is make default database. Okay, uh, just do this. Okay, because previously people forgot to do that and create things and change computers, things like that, and he lost. Several people lost all of their work. You don't want to do that, right? So please remember to do that. All right. Then go to data, export data. I will find out they will make some things. Um, go to our folder and choose GRACES and let's name site 1, and then you will find out second one was here. So basically it's this, right? So you can delete this one. Let me check this color is this one, right? So you also want to export, make sure it's in GRACES site 2, and so we have 2 sites, right? And don't need this one anymore. Just make sure this 2 was here. Just remember, okay? Alright. So once you have this, you will find out this 2 is your, maybe this 2 is your like site boundary you think is good for you, right? And then you want to do some calculations, right? Um, Basically, what's the way to do that? Before we do that, we need to right click here, new, create a toolbox, and create a model. Okay, new, here, model, create it, and then this was your model. All right, and then you can just drag your data down there, always, um, and drag this one down there, and you can save it, because when you save it, next time you open them up, you still have everything. Okay. Okay, so once you have these 2, we can work with it. Okay, you can just I think the tools we need is overlay in union, and you can click it, and you can see what this union is with this layer, this color, and then they be together, right? So just use these collection tools, input feature, the other input feature. Okay, make sure you double click and click here. Just check they save to the right places. Okay, just give it a name like site. Right, and right click apply, click OK. Let's just run it. Okay, so this was site, right? So you can right click and add to display. So it's showing up here. So this is pretty much our site. All right, and you will find out, you have to have the boundary of shape, but you have these kind of weird lines, right? If you like what it was, it's cool. But if somebody, if you want to delete that, you can just always, if you just delete, just hide the outline width. Right? That's one way to do it. There's another way there is to use data management. Let's make this go back to normal. Go to data management, and there's one for generalization, and go to dissolve, and you want to dissolve this one. Okay, but before you do that, just make sure right click, go to OpenStreetMap, and you will just find a field with like all the numbers that are the same. Okay, and you will find that there's one that's not the same, so you can right click and field calculator, set all this field to 45. So they're all 45. Okay, all these are 45. So then you can dissolve it. Okay, just double click and choose that 45. Okay, field. That field that with the same value. Okay, then click. Make sure click apply and remember the name. Okay, site dissolve. Okay? And you can run. Then you have perfect site boundary. Okay, then you can delete that and delete all the all the layers you don't want. Right? Okay, so we have this site boundary, right, which is site dissolve, right? So right now we want to clip all these files. Okay, this commercial, right, this 10 counties, we just want them in our site, right? We want to clip everyone in here, right? So you need two tools. One, extract clip. This is for vector. Okay, and then you need another tool, spatial analysis extraction, which is extract by mask. This is for raster, which is pictures. Okay, which made by pixels. Okay. Then, for example, block groups is definitely vector. Okay, we open them up. Use dissolve as clip features. Group block group as input features. And double click it, make sure it's saved in the right places, and remember this is your name, and right click and run. Right click, add to display, and you will find out we only have see here, this was before, this was right now, so perfectly clip what you want. Okay. Also you can use the clip tool. You can drag them again, and I usually keep like empty ones. Okay, so you can Ctrl C and Ctrl V, so you can copy them, so you don't have to go over here and find them again. This clip, right? And then for commercial, I just drag in here. Use commercial as input features, site dissolve as clip features. And double click, just check where it stays in the name, and right click and run. Okay, and I can add to display. So this commercial clip, see here, all the points just in my site boundary. Okay? And also I have major routes. Let's do another one. Copy paste this input feature. Oh, this one is clip feature. Double click it. Make sure the name. Right click and run. Right click, add to display. So we have a route just in our site. Okay, it's good. And then let's do another two, which is the EM. See here, it's 10 copies. We don't want that. We want to use drag by mask. Click here, drag down here. This was input raster. We should make it input raster. And site dissolve with site boundary. We want to make it input raster mask data. Okay. Drag in here, just make it more clear. And right click and run. Double click it. Make sure the name and the location is right. And double click and run. Okay, cool. Then right click add to display. We'll find out drag up here. Only the places we want, right? In previous service, the same thing. Right, we just this is our tool. Copy and paste. Just drag in there, input raster. Drag in there, input raster, mask data. Double click, make sure the name and location. I want to change the name. Input views clip. So right click, wow. Add to display. So I have everything down here, right? That's kind of what we want, right? So once we have all these layers created, okay, you want to delete unnecessary ones. For example, this is a bigger one, right? Which we already have. We have in our boundary. So it's not relevant anymore. The same thing with impervious surface, same thing with DEM, same thing with this. So you want to update, okay? You don't want there's like 100 layers on here. It's so hard to find in the end. Okay, so these are layers. You can actually do a lot of things. You can go to symbology, always classify. Okay, I like to use classify. Okay, for raster data, classify is best one, and you can, except for land cover or something others, but try classify. You know, just like you can change colors, what you want, right? And extract layers, DEM, go to classify. You're classifying different levels of elevation, right? This mountain area and this, so you can tell, right? This like that. Okay, so you can, but what you can do for this is if I want to show, if you want to show different relationship with different layers, you just right click, go to effect, and you can actually choose the layer. For example, extract DEM, this layer I want to choose. You can change the transparency, right? Change transparency so you can show what's in there, this layer, right? Impervious field, so you will know like in the mountain area there are not that much impervious, places, but in this one there are a lot of impervious places, right? This one. I think the other issue with most of you is some layers. Okay, you want to create more, make them more clear, better to communicate with your audience, right? For example, this impervious surface, there are a lot of impervious like raster data are like this, okay? Because it's really somewhere you see here what I call noise. It's really pixelated, doesn't make any sense, right? It's not important to me, okay? You want to get those like cluster places, okay? You want to highlight those areas. There's actually a way to do it. Is using this which we call generalization. Well, not really. Neighborhood. You can use focal statistics, okay? And make sure before you work with raster data, right? This raster data, you want to go to geoprocessing, okay? Really important. Set up geoprocessing. Go to environments, because if you don't set up geoprocessing, you may in the end you may have a map with like just this big, okay? Really small map. You want to go to processing extent. You want to go to here and find the site boundary data, which is site dissolve, right? Open it. This is the first thing you want to do. The second thing is go to raster analysis, specify below, and set this as 100. Okay, this is a really good number. Okay, 100. I like it. Click OK. Okay, so this is an impervious clip, which is this map, this layer, right? What we want to do is just very easy. Just drag it here as input raster. That's it. And double click. So make sure this was right, and you want to circle and the neighborhood settings radius. You can, in this case, I'm gonna do 5, and specific type I want to do medium. You can try different ones. Just find the ones that you think it's good. Okay, click apply, click OK, and just right click and run. So you create the maps like this, okay, like a milk. So this is the previous one, and this was the result. Okay, so what it's doing was, well, it's black and white. Let me change the color to so it's more clear. So here, like area like here, they're really close, right? Basically, these are all urban area or impervious area. Okay, that's downtown Anderson, I guess. There's not much forest land down here, right? So they will help you cluster them together. Okay, like area here, the big parking lot area. So they will do things like that. Okay, just letting you know, like you can do this. Okay, do this kind of stuff in here. I think it's more clear. They will help you highlight a lot of things. Okay, all right. That's focus statistics. Just letting you know you can do this. Do something like that. If you want to do something like that, we can talk about specifically about like in your, because this case by case, like these settings and statistics, it's case by case, but it's helpful. Okay, please do that if you have layers like this. Really pick those. Okay, so this was this. I can actually change this layer, change transparency, and pull up some other layers and see the difference, right? See the relationship. It's more clear. They use this one, right? It's more clear this way, right? All right. And the other thing you want to do is what we called point data. Okay. So previous semester, a lot of students just drag this point data here. I don't think it mean anything. Okay, it's just a bunch of points. You don't have a relationship with it. So this time I will suggest you guys at least use just one called density. You can use kernel density or point density. Okay, I will use kernel density for now, and you can for the commercial clip, which is here, this one, which is all these points, right? What you do, just drag here as input point, double click, and these are all the points, right? Just make sure your name is right. Search radius, you can set those up. Square mouse, that's area. Let me just right click and run and see what happens. I click add to display. So you will see here what this doing was they have this kind of they will search the clusters. Okay, if these points are clustered with each other, they will draw them out for you. Okay, perfectly. Okay, by calculation. Okay, I think this one's pretty cool. Sometimes you may have different results based on the here you see here search radius. But if you could default, you always get better ones. If you don't think you get the ones you want, you can talk with me always. Okay. So if you have think about this map, it's pretty powerful to me. This was the roads. Let's say this was this map and this was this map. Okay. What's the difference? The huge difference to me. Okay. If you just look at this, I don't see any relationship. But if you look at this, big difference. Okay, you can see which roads, where are the roads that have like more commercial activities. Right? Okay, great. Okay, great. So very similar concept is line density. For example, for the roads, you want to see where I'm. Here you can say there's more roads, or here maybe there are more roads, right? So you want to show which places we have more roads in here, in the region. Okay, you can just use line density, right? Just drag in here, input. It's very easy. Just drag in here and connect to them. Choose a field. I don't care. And this is search radius. We'll change that if the result was not good. Click and run. Add to display. Then we got things like that, right? So this is just show where I have more rows connected with each other. Okay. You can actually change the levels you want. For example, you can classify 4 classes. Right? So where I have more, where are the roads? Cluster of roads, right? Pretty cool. You can save the model, always do that, and close it. So next time you open them up, you still have everything. Okay. So after, for example, if you say, okay, this is a map that I feel pretty good about, okay, you can also, and I like the color, things like that, okay, you can just remember, you can always, you know, give a name, give like a road density, right, give a name, and you can always, if you go to this layout view, you can always create the same exact same like legend, right? For example, you can insert legend. So these two legend. Go to next, 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 next. So this was, you can create a legend with that, okay? But really, I create a legend. I just take a screenshot with legend and put on my board, okay? I don't create any drawings from GIS really. I just use them and create screenshot and put them in design, Illustrator, things like that, and then do a better design board, graphic design board, okay? Okay, after this, everything's good. Most important thing, make sure you save it, okay? You save them. For example, let me just save this to anywhere to desktop, right? And save the name GRACES. It's really important because you save them, and you see here I just set up geoprocessing before, right? These other processing thing stuff, right? They have numbers on it, right? So when you save it, next time you open them up, the settings, everything, they don't change at all, okay? So you want to save this map as GRACES. For example, if I close it, and I believe this was my file, and open them again, and you get everything the same, okay? And let's say you already finished GRACES, right? You want to export map and export them to PDF, okay? Here you can choose PDF, okay? Then open this PDF in Illustrator. You can do more stuff, right? You just ask me questions if you have issues on this, okay? And also you can just drag it to Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign to things like that, okay? You should be pretty good about that. And after GRACES, you make sure you save as, okay? You can save as environment. The reason you save as is when you save as, all this processing environments, all the settings, they're all the same, okay? Then you delete these layers, okay? You delete those layers, delete them all, because this is for GRACES, right? And you start again to create layers for environment, okay? So then you want to drag canopy, trim this and put on your database, and do another new layer for environment, okay? Just repeat, okay? So that's how you do the data analysis and learn from the site using GIS data. All right, so I think after this tutorial you will be more comfortable about the project. Again, if you have any question, ask me. All right.